These bills are wide-ranging, covering toxic exposures of different generations, veterans' benefits, and support to veteran spouses. I'm grateful for the bipartisan work on this committee. We must continue to honor those who have sacrificed so much for our country. I would like to say thank you to our panel for participating today and all the great work you do in support of our veterans. I want to thank the Military Veterans Advocacy and other VSOs on this panel for support of Senate Bill 657, which supports veterans who were exposed to toxic herbicide agents while serving in Thailand during the Vietnam War. I also want to highlight and thank an Arkansas native, Sherry Briley, for her statement in support of Senate Bill 976, Caring for Survivors Act of 2021. Sherry's husband, Chief Warrant Officer Donovan Briley, paid the ultimate sacrifice in 1993 as a Black Hawk helicopter pilot supporting special forces in Mogadishu, Somalia. The events of that tragic day were depicted in the film Black Hawk Down. The film actually showed the moment that Chief Warrant Officer Briley attempted to call Sherry before the mission. She wasn't there to pick up the phone. He never got to say goodbye that day. This committee must work to honor Sherry's sacrifice and ensure they are supported. Mr. Chairman and Senator Moran, thank you for your leadership on this issue, and I look forward to working to get this bill passed. Mr. Bronski, WWP, in your testimony, you mentioned that the Dependency Indemnity Compensation DIC program has been historically resistant to modernization and excludes benefits to certain survivors of veterans. Can you expand on some of the existing challenges with the DIC program and how the Caring for Survivors Act would improve benefits for the families of fallen veterans like Sherry Briley?
Yes, Senator, thank you for that question. And, you know, resistant to modernization, I think to put that another way, just needs an update. It's been too long. And, you know, the Caring Survivors Act would do just that. You know, number one, under no circumstances should DIC payments be at a lower rate than other federal survivor benefits. That needs, they need parity with that. And as far as the 10-year rule that it addresses, 10 years is a long time for a veteran to be permanently and totally disabled before their spouse qualifies for full DIC benefits, probably too long. 5 years is a long time too, but it's not as long, and so we support switching from the 10-year to the 5-year rule, and we strongly support this bill.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Murray of the VFW, your organization has continually been supportive of legislation that would include veterans who served in Thailand with the same presumption of service connection for exposure to toxic herbicides. Can you briefly explain why the current law doesn't make sense and why it's important that Senate Bill 657 be passed?
Thank you, Senator Boozman, for your leadership on this issue. The current set of standards for those veterans exposed is expecting that Agent Orange is, for some reason, going to follow arbitrary lines on a map. The veterans who are in one part of the base using Agent Orange are potentially covered. The veterans who were standing 10 feet away from them or the chow hall or wherever it might be are not. As we learned in Vietnam, Agent Orange is so pervasive. It gets in the water, it gets in the soil, it gets in the air. It's everywhere, that we can't keep asking a chemical that we have no control of to not expose people because we didn't draw the lines on a map the way that we wanted it to.
Very good. Again, thanks to the panel, and thank you, Chairman Tester.